distinguished guests, returned servicemen, ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys. Over the last 6 months, I've got to meet and know Craig Little, the new Mayor of Wairoa. He was in my council chamber the other day, and there's a photo on the wall of a council in 1916 to 1919, and he went up to it and he said, "That's my grandfather." And so the story, we moved on, and he rang me not long after that, and he said, "We've got a family letter at home," and he said, "It's all about Takapau," and he said, "I'd like you to read it." If I had my collar on back to front, I'd be able to say, "Let us pray," but I haven't. He has written a little bit to start with, and I'll read on. The significance of this letter was Walter and Elizabeth Little's only son, Walter Jr. He was in the group of the first boys of Takapau to enlist, and he was killed on the 8th of the 8th of 1915. This letter was written 12 days later, and Walter's parents didn't know he was killed. They were worried because he wasn't returning their letters. The army kept informing them he was still alive. So it was a shock to receive this letter from their friend, Mrs. Ellingham, to confirm he had been killed. Nobody knows who Billy is. Someone here today might be able to inform the Little family. Nobody knows who Billy was. He's the one that writes the letter. The letter most likely took 3 to 4 months to get to Takapau. But once they had this confirmation, they then told the army, but the army would not confirm he was dead. So like what a lot of other families were going through, it was one hell of a time. Walter's brother George, that's the Mayor of Wairoa's grandfather, he enlisted later. And on the way to Egypt, the troop ship he was on passed another coming home with wounded and sick men. This was through the Suez Canal. And one of the Takapau boys spotted younger Little and yelled out to him that his brother Walter had been killed. So it wasn't a great start. Incidentally, George was wounded twice and had to be discharged at the end of the war. He eventually drew a settlement block here in Wairoa. This is the letter. It's Heliopolis, and they think that is Hospital, Egypt. Dear Mr. Ellingham, here I am in hospital, but doing very well. I was wounded on the 8th of this month. I was sitting down at the back of the trench. It was that full of bodies I could not get in, when a bullet got right underneath me. It was an explosive one, and it cut my legs about and injured me elsewhere. I had pain for a few days, but now I'm getting on grand. Before you get this, I will probably be at the front again. I am not anxious to go back for a while, as I'm feeling pretty well run down. It's a very hard life, and there are very few stuck it out as I did. After this last big fight, I think you could count the main body chaps in our company on your fingers. That would be the ones left fit and well, I mean. I'm sorry to say Takapau boys suffered badly at this time. Charlie Thompson and Walter Little were killed. They never knew they were hit. Jack Morrissey was hit in the hand. Jack Catchumole and Sid Drinkson were both wounded. That is what I saw myself. We lost very heavily that day, but we made a big advance. I thought the end had come for us all. The Turks seemed to be in thousands around us. They kept charging us, but we shot them down in hundreds. They were fighting very well. And their shooting was good. The range was close. The bullets were knocking our chaps' heads right off. It was awful to see all those good chaps killed. This is where you say, let us pray. Charlie Thompson had only been back about 2 days. Dennis Lyons was away, sick at the time, so he missed it, thank goodness. We had some fun the first night of the advance. We surprised a lot of Turks in their dugouts. They were that scared they did not know what to do. Only one fired, and that hit Jack Morrissey. We were digging them out with our bayonets and taking them prisoners. They were very scared, but they had no need to be, as they got better treated than we did. Well, I will write again soon. I let you know how I get on. Remember me to all, and please to them, I'm doing well. Goodbye now, until I write again. We have had no mail for a long time, and now I am here. The letters will have about 4 months. I must close now with kindest regards to all from Billy.